Can the BMW M8 actually keep up with the Audi R8? Well, if you just let them do their thing, it can. But let's back it up and actually start from the beginning. And with that, welcome back to HD Racing, to another episode of the Quick Look series, where we endeavor to take a look at every single car from the Forza GT series for multiplayer. And today, we are taking a look at the 2018 BMW M Motorsport M8 GTE. Wow, there's a lot of M's in that. Let's just call this the BMW M8 or just the M8 for this episode, shall we? And, well, as always, I'm gonna show you some racing action, 2 races this time, and also the Hotlap comparison afterwards, so you get an idea of what the car is like and how fast it roughly is compared to the other cars as well. But yeah, we're gonna talk about what the car is like a little bit later as we get started here on Maple Valley, and I'm gonna talk you through, well, how this race went. And well, we're gonna see it's not gonna be all that great. The start was kind of okay, and I managed to kind of hold my ground from the position that I started, and it was going okay so far. You can see with the guys in front, I'm kind of keeping up and pulling a little bit of a gap already to the guys behind, but well, the guy directly in front of me was a little bit slow, and I wanted to get an overtake done here, but I think he didn't really see me, and I had to back out of that maneuver because I already saw that he was cutting into my line and I didn't want to get punted off the track. And well, I'm going a little bit wide for this turn, and someone goes on my inside, just taps my rear a little bit and sends me around completely. So I have to back up and just try to get back on track. This is always a little bit scary because you never know when the game does unghost you. It took a while here, so it was kind of fine, but sometimes it just unghosts you immediately, and then if you're on the racing line, well, people are gonna run into you. So I was kind of a little bit careful with that, but this incident definitely set me back here. But it's still gonna be a good race, not a great one, but I think I'm still managing to kind of do well here. A little bit of a touch with this guy with this overtake. Not quite sure, he was kind of off the racing line, so yeah, probably a racing incident, I would say. And this M8 in front is very slow and luckily doesn't go onto the racing line and lets me through. So for now we are, well, gaining some places back. This guy going back on track from being off track and just cutting across. I was a little bit worried that I might run into him there, and another guy rejoins, and well, I kind of misjudged that and didn't go on the brakes early enough, and well, he also, I think, did cut into the racing line a little bit too much. Guy behind me also didn't see in time and rammed into my back, but well, nothing major happened, but it means that I'm behind him again. And also have is it the Acura behind me? I think it is. So also getting pressured a little bit, but I think we actually, since I did take a little bit of time last time to even get to the car, I think we're gonna start a little earlier this time. The BMW M8 is a great feeling car. Like, it is not the greatest in terms of handling, I would say, but it's not bad. I think it's quite decent, or maybe even good. As you maybe could see in the rearview mirror, the other BMW going quite off track there. I don't know, he was just gone. But yeah, the M8 definitely has good handling. I didn't expect it to handle the way that it does, because this is, I think, supposed to be quite the heavy car, and like, I would have expected it to feel that way, but for some reason in game they tweaked the car to the point that it is actually one of the lightest cars of the GT series, I think. I haven't checked all the cars, but it's definitely lighter than most, I would say, for some reason. So yeah, that's definitely helping the car out. One, in terms of tires, obviously. So if you don't have as much weight in your car, then tire degradation is not gonna be as bad as in some of the heavier cars. And also, it just helps the handling in general. And as I said, the car feels quite good in terms of handling. And since we did take a look at the Corvette C8 in a previous episode, this is kind of similar in terms of handling for me. It's a little bit different, but it's again a very stable car. It just feels nice both on turn-in, mid-corner and on corner exit. There's, again, like with the Corvette, a little bit of oversteer sometimes on corner exit when you go on throttle, but nothing that you can't handle most of the time if you don't overdrive the car. Yeah, just it feels nice to drive. And also I think the sound of the car, they did get quite nicely. I mean, people are definitely gonna disagree. Sound is something that is very subjective, and well, different games have different sounds for all the GT cars, and well, some definitely I feel in Forza are lacking, but I think the BMW, at least to my ear, sounds kind of nice. It might not be realistic, but well, that's just how it is. You can see there we were jumping ahead a little. There was nothing major happening. The guy in front decided to block me in the end, but he had a big penalty, so I wasn't even trying to get past him. And well, we are gonna now jump ahead to the next race, which we did at Spa. And here I managed to qualify way better. As you can see, we are actually starting, I think this is even pole position. Which also means I have the inside line for turn 1, which is always nice on Spa, because for some reason turn 1 Spa is like turn 1 Monza in other games, like in previous Forza games. There's so much ramming going on. In this race it seemed like, from looking at the rearview mirror, it was fine, but well, it definitely is always sketchy in my experience, so I was happy that I was able to get through here. And some people again sending it here into Eau Rouge, and I didn't even get that great of an exit, but the Audi in front even had a worse one, and I kind of collided with him a little, but luckily he managed to save his car, so I'm quite content with just sticking behind here. You can see the two Audis in front here, and you've seen that scene in the beginning already. Well, one guy decides, like, I'm not gonna give you any space and I'm just gonna go in inside, and I'm way too fast, and well, they both go off track, and this was a lucky moment for me, because it meant that I didn't have to compete with the two Audis, which are, let's be honest, quite overpowered and very strong. Right now P1 is also an Audi. He started further to the back. I don't think he qualified, or just didn't qualify well, but he was able to get through the field quite quickly and is now definitely asserting his Audi dominance here. And well, I can already tell you there's not much I can do about that. He's just gonna run away. But we have another guy in front, and I think we can do something with this one. As I said, because the BMW is quite a nice handling car, it feels nice to drive in a race, and that's always something I'm looking for in a car. Yes, of course, if being fast is always nice, as I send it here on the inside. I don't think, well, did I manage to keep it here? I think I did, kind of. Yeah, I did for this one. But you're gonna see, I think there's gonna be some more stuff happening. But yeah, the BMW is, because it's nice handling, nice for racing. It is not the fastest car, I can already say that, but it's also not slow. We're gonna see in the Hotlap afterwards, but I can already tell you it's kind of comparable to the Corvette C8 that we did take a look at, as this guy does send it on the inside here, and I'm kind of trying to give him space, and I saw that he was just pulling behind me, so I tried to get a good exit out of bus stop onto the start-finish straight, and then take the inside for turn 1 here. He definitely overshoots, and I now have two Audis behind me again. I think it's the same two that were in that scuffle that we saw in lap 1 after the Camel Straight. Well, I'm definitely aware that these guys, even though they didn't seem like they had the greatest pace, they are still in Audis, and if they just manage to leverage that advantage, then I will have a tough time. So, well, let's see how we do. As I said, power-wise and just straight line speed-wise, the BMW isn't all that great. It's not bad, I think it's serviceable, it's quite decent, but, well, it's not amazing. There are definitely faster cars in terms of straight line speed, and also, well, we're comparing here to the Audi, so probably it's not something that we should do in terms of just the power level, because, as I said, Audi is still quite OP right now. They Turn 10 didn't nerf the Audi yet. Well, they did some changes in the touring car category, and I think brought it more in line in terms of being balanced. I think GT cars still have a little bit to go on that front. Maybe next update. I'm kind of hoping for that. As I go a little bit wide here, did carry a little bit too much speed, and well, the guy in the Audi in front is now at least pulling away a little bit. We also have some guys behind, but they are also fighting and right now falling behind, luckily, so I don't have to well, deal with that pressure from behind. So yeah, short race here on Spa, so we won't have much opportunity to get into fights anymore, but maybe we can catch the guy in front. He also has a 0.7 second penalty, so I don't really need to overtake him if I can just manage to get close enough to, well, have that penalty be the result, well, the factor that gets the result done in the end. So yeah, I just need to stay close. Maybe we can do that, let's see. But other things about the BMW, like the Corvette, like also the Audi, great visibility. I mean, I think the front visibility on this is worse. You can't, the front windscreen isn't as big. Maybe it's just the perspective that they chose here. But well, you can't see as much, but I think you can still see enough. And again, good monitor for rear view mirror replacement is always nice. I think all the modern GT cars have something like that. So we have it in the Audi, we have it in the Corvette, and we also have it in this. It's really helpful. As this Audi actually did have a little bit of a bad start here on Rouge Radeon. I don't know where he screwed up there, but he didn't manage to keep enough speed. So I'm able to get alongside, and he gives me the inside. So, I mean, outside for this one, but inside for this next turn and the following after that. We have a little bit of contact. I don't know if I didn't give him enough space. I think in the moment I thought I already had passed him. But yeah, well, the proximity arrows, as I said before, are not a replacement for a proper radar that we have in other games, which would be really nice to have in this game as well. I also hope that that's something that's going to be added in the future. But yeah, right now, since I did manage to well, pass him, even though it was a little bit unclean, we are still doing quite well, and even if he manages to overtake me, if I stay close, I am gonna be in P2 here. As I said, P1 did run away, was an Audi, was I think a good driver, and there was just no shot. For some reason he did pick up quite a penalty, but that's probably just due to off tracks, I would assume, because he was just all alone in front. But yeah, right now I'm just able to just get a good lap in here. I think this was actually not too shabby, and well, the BMW really is nice around here. I felt like Spa does suit this car quite well. You can take a lot of the corners with quite a lot of speed, and I think that's where the BMW really is good. It's not that great on the straight, as I said, but in corners, since it's very stable and you can just throw it in for most corners, it doesn't really fight you. So yeah, I managed to keep it in P2 here, which was nice after that first race at Maple Valley. And well, we are gonna now, after this one, take a look at the Hotlap, as we always do, and we're gonna see how fast is this car actually. And as I already teased a little bit, it's not that fast, but it's also not bad. I think this is quite a competitive car if you just exclude the Audi. There are definitely cars that are a little bit faster, like for example the Acura NSX. But like overall, in terms of the other cars that I've tried, there are definitely slower ones. And since it feels so nice to handle, it's just a great car for me to take into races. And I think that also applies, like I've said, for the Corvette. That makes it a great beginner car. In terms of just the way that it handles and how you can just throw it into corners, I feel like it is, even though it doesn't look like it from the outside, very similar in terms of how it feels to drive. And since it is that, it's definitely a car that I would recommend to beginners, like I did with the Corvette C8. So these are definitely two cars that are A, free to play, or well, if you don't have to buy them extra, let's say like that. It's not in the car pack, car pass or any of the other car packs. So you can just buy the car, and well, as I said, it feels nice. And well, that's, I think, my verdict for this car. Not the fastest, but it's definitely a nice handling car, and it's up there if you exclude the Audi. So don't take me saying that it's not the fastest as this car is bad. It's definitely a good car, and it's very close to being a great car. And I think doing a little bit with tuning, you can probably get this car quite a bit faster as well. And you can see that this lap wasn't actually all that bad. I think I struggled a little bit in the last sector, but a 144.736 is just a little bit slower. Or, no, I think it's even a little bit faster than we did in the Corvette. I think that was a 771 or 772 in the end. But yeah, as I said, overall the car is just, in terms of handling, very similar to the Corvette and just feels great. And I would definitely recommend you give it a shot if you haven't already. Because even though this looks like from the outside is just a heavy car that should feel like a boat, it really doesn't. And I was pleasantly surprised by this, I have to say. So yeah, definitely give the car a shot and let me know how you get on with it. As I said, you can definitely do some things with tuning here, I think. I haven't tried myself yet. I might do in the future. If you want to see that, definitely let me know in the comments. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet and you've made it this far, A, thank you for watching, and B, please consider subscribing, because that really helps the channel grow. You have no idea what this does for a small YouTube channel like mine, so I would really appreciate it if you did. And if you already did, for sure, thank you so much. And well, with that, I think I'm gonna leave you. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I've been HT Racing, and I will see you in the next one.